I'm in Incheon International Airport in Seoul, and today I'm going to fly one of the most popular business class products in the market, the Qatar Airways Qsuites on their A350 bound for Doha. I purchased the business class light ticket, which doesn't include lounge access. However, a priority pass, which usually grants me access to lounges. Since it's a red-eye flight, most of the lounges were closed, so I couldn't access one this time. Business class passengers got to board first, and the boarding procedure went very smoothly. Upon boarding, I was warmly greeted by a lovely crew and escorted to my seat, 1 kilo. Qatar Airways A350-1000 version 2 seats 396 passengers, 24 in business class and 372 in economy class. Economy class seats are in row 10 to 53, configured in a free layout, except for row 15, 16, 35 and 53. The business class cabin features 24 Qsuites with forward-facing and rear-facing seats alternating throughout the cabin in a 1-to-1 layout. If you're flying solo, go for the back-facing window seats. They're next to the window, which gives you more privacy. The front-facing ones are closer to the aisle and might feel more exposed. In the center section, odd number rows offer honeymoon seats, where the seats are close together. Meanwhile, in the even number rows, there's a console between the seats for added space and privacy. If you're traveling with 4 people, you can lower the divider between 2 center rows, creating what Qatar Airways call the quad. This setup allows all 4 passengers to face each other. The first impression of the cabin was truly remarkable. The entire cabin glowed with Qatar Airways' signature purple and red tones. And with the overhead bins for the middle seat removed, made the cabin feel so much more spacious. The Qsuites are based on the Collin airspace platform, and the seats are 21 inches wide and convert into flatbeds that are 79 inches long. At the front of the seat, you find a spacious counter, followed by the IFE screen, and then the tray table and footwell. The IFE screen is a 21.5-inch high-definition touchscreen display. You can connect your mobile devices to it and also use the HDMI socket to connect your computer to it. There's also a USB-A port next to the HDMI. The tray table is a bit above the footwell and is stowed in a fold position. The tray table is massive and very sturdy. And just beneath the tray table, you find a footwell. The footwell was spacious and wide enough for me. The one downside is that there's not room to store smaller items like shoes here. At the front of each suite, there's a large console table, offering ample room for storing personal items or placing drinks during the flight. Below the counter is a convenient shelf for smaller items, with seat controls just beneath it. The seat controls has all the controls you need to adjust your seat and lighting through the suite, including the Do Not Disturb function. Further down, you find a universal power outlet and a USB-A port, and an NFC reader. While on the left side is the remote control for the IFE system. The seat itself is really comfortable, with plenty of padding. You can even adjust the headrest upwards slightly. There's a reading light next to each seat that you can set to various levels of brightness. Next to the seat is a convenient storage compartment with padded lid that opens at the press of a button. Upon boarding, the headphone and a water bottle was already stored inside. This compartment was perfect for storing smaller items during the flight. On the other side of the seat is the armrest, which you can raise for more comfort or lower to create more sleeping space when it's time to rest. There are also individual air nozzles on the A350, though it's only for the window seats. They don't have these in the center section because of how high the overhead bins are. And of course, we have the sliding doors. The sliding doors are a signature feature of Qsuites. Flight attendant lock them before takeoff and unlock them when reaching cruising altitude. With high walls and doors, Qsuites offer one of the most private business class cabins. Upon boarding, I found several amenities waiting at my seat, including an amenity kit from Diptyque and beddings. The bedding include a mattress pad, velvet-like blanket, and 2 pillows, and the flight attendant did provide turn-down service on his flight. The pillow provided was nice and plush. After settling in, the friendly crew offered pre-departure beverages, and I opted for the rosé champagne. And I also received the menu and pajamas from the White Company and refreshing cloth from Diptyque. I was a bit surprised that airline like Qatar doesn't provide warm towels, which I personally prefer over the refreshing cloth they offered. Once we reached cruising altitude, the meal service began. Dinner service started with ramekin of warm nuts and another glass of champagne. Since it was a night flight, they didn't serve full dinner service automatically. You have to request it when the crew takes the orders. I didn't realize this at first, so I ended up ordering 2 main courses. Here's the menu for today's flight, as well as the drink list. The LED lamp was a nice touch, adding the cozy vibe to the cabin. And I think they borrowed the idea from Turkish Airways, but it's definitely enhanced the ambience. First dish was beef bulgogi with steamed rice. The dish was quite good, although I was caught off guard how spicy the kimchi was. My only wish is that they could provide chopsticks for the dish. I know it might sound silly, but as an Asian, it just feels wrong to eat it with fork and knife. My rating, 8 out of 10. Second dish was a vegetarian dish, pumpkin rigatoni with sage. I was really surprised how good the dish was. It was much better than I expected. Not only did it taste great, but it was beautifully presented. My rating, 9 out of 10. Since I had 2 main dishes, I was really full and tired, so I skipped the dessert. Alright, let's check out the lavatory and change into pajamas. On this A350-1000 offers 2 lavatories in the business class section. The lavatories was spacious, the sink was wide, and amenities were available in drawers. I got asked which size I will have for my pajamas, and I usually go for large. But the flight attendant didn't think I was large and recommended me to go for a medium. I still wanted to go for a large, and after trying it out, it turns out I should listen to the flight attendant. There was also a pair of slippers inside the pajamas bag. Qatar Airways offers turn-down service and was proactively providing it. When the seats was transformed into a live flat bed, it was incredibly comfortable and spacious. The padding was soft and the bedding was plush and had a luxurious feeling. With the door closed, the suite felt incredibly private. As someone who is 180 centimeters tall, I found the footwell wide and spacious enough for me. The Oryx One IFE system includes hundreds of movies and TV programs from around the world. It's also including music, games, Islamic material, and a flight map. Using the IFE system on the A350 was easy. You have three options: touch the screen, use the handheld remote under the counter, or control it with your phone via Wi-Fi. Qatar Airways provide VTech noise-cancelling headphones to business class passengers. I found the noise cancelling and the sound quality just to be okay. The first hour of Wi-Fi was complimentary for privileged club members. For a full pass, it cost a reasonable $10. Wi-Fi was stable and the speed was not lightning fast, but it was sufficient for most tasks. When flying to Doha, Amenity kit from Deep comes in a box, but flying from Doha, it's delivered in a leather pouch. The Amenity kits contain skincare products like body lotion, lip balm, face cream, eau de toilette, and a pair of socks. About 1.5 hours before landing, the second meal service began. And I opted for the Korean breakfast. I got served pan-seared soy marinated salmon fillet and a basket of bread and pastries. The salmon was very good and it was not overdone or dry. My rating, 8 out of 10. Qatar Airways Qsuites provide an overall incredible experience. My only regret is not to try more of the food because the catering was exceptional. I was feeling tired and needed sleep, so I prioritized sleep over the food. The hard product of Qatar's Qsuites is truly remarkable. It is thoughtfully designed and ranks among one of my favorite hard products. But for me, my favorite is ANA, the room. The larger, nicer IFE screen and bigger beds on ANA are something I value more. Nevertheless, Qsuites offer better storage option for larger items, and the higher doors provide greater sense of privacy, which is a significant advantage. I really like the Qsuites, but I can ignore that the space feels somewhat compact. This is understandable since they are aiming for maximum efficiency. However, I found it difficult to move around the seat without accidentally bumping my knees or elbows. The service on Qatar Airways was exceptional. The flight attendants was always prompt with the drink service and incredibly attentive. They consistently checked if I needed a refill whenever my glass was almost empty. Their attention to details truly enhanced the overall experience. Overall, my experience with Qatar Airways was truly amazing. I understand why many consider it the best business class product in the market, but for me, it comes at number 2. My favorite is ANA, the room, and I'll be sharing a video about it soon. Perhaps I'm biased because I love Japanese culture and food, so that's why I might rank the room higher than the Qsuites. Don't get me wrong, the Qsuites is an incredible product that I highly recommend. The experience is even more enhanced if you have connecting flight in Doha, allowing you to experience the Al Marjan Lounge, which I personally rank as number 1 business class lounge. It's truly hard to beat the experience offered there. We hope you enjoy watching our video and sharing our incredible flight with Qatar Airways Business Class Qsuites on their A350. Consider to like and subscribe to our channel, and we look forward to bringing you more amazing content in the future. Until then, take care and see you next time.